Hello, everybody, and welcome to, I hope, a very much anticipated book bullet journal setup. I am very excited to get into this one. This was the bullet journal that I knew I was gonna really enjoy setting up because this is a passion project. I do not need this bullet journal, but I do really like it. I do enjoy it. I've loved using one last year, and I'm sure I'm gonna love using it again this year. Also, this bullet journal is affectionately called my Boojo, Boojo, book bullet journal, just as it's a mouthful, and it's not really a regular bullet journal, but Boojo kind of fits the whole thing. Also, this year, as you guys can see, it's a little bit different. I think last year, what do we say now? I did do the same kind of theme as I did in my regular journal, which I've already set up, and the video of that is already out. It's linked somewhere, I'm sure. And that was just the cozy, comfy vibes. Now this year, I wanted to do something different. And I think you can already start to notice it at this point, which is I wanted to go more into the dark academia vibes. Don't ask me why. I just wanted something different, something that differentiated it from my regular journal. And I mean, dark academia is it's a vibe, isn't it? So I bought a whole bunch of supplies for this and loved all of the stickers that I found, all of the little tiny details that I found. The backdrop pages here that you can see are all very lovely. If I can find any of the supplies that I've used, they will be in the description down below, and you will find everything you need there, just as well as all of the creators that I'm going to be talking about, the challenges that I'm going to be talking about, that I'm going to be setting up. Everything you need is going to be in the description down below, hopefully linked. If you're missing a link or if you're wondering about anything, please let me know, and I will try and make sure that I find whatever it is that we are looking for. But I cannot promise that I'm going to be finding every single thing. Now this is always, or has been, I say always, this is like my second or maybe third book bullet journal. It's the second square book bullet journal that I've used only. And this is always the first page that I set up, which is the basic rating system that I use, which is actually the one that also G uses over at the Book Roast. She created this whole rating system, which is the Cawpile system. And she created a spreadsheet that goes along with it. You can just copy and paste it over from, if you look up Book Roast Cawpile system, you will find a video on YouTube that has the spreadsheet linked somewhere, I'm sure. Again, link in the description. You don't need to go search for it on your own. I'll probably have it down below as well. That is the system that I've been using for a while, and I think even longer than I've been doing book journals. And I figured that is what works for me. It keeps it hits every single thing that I think is important. And it makes me not have to do math because the spreadsheet does that for me, which is amazing. If you're wondering what the Cawpile system is, it basically splits up all of the facets that a book can be rated on. And you just give it a score out of 10. And then the spreadsheet gives you a star rating for it in return. Also, I do always set up the nonfiction and the fiction side of this, because did I read a lot of nonfiction last year? No, I did not. Am I hoping that that's going to change this year? Yes, I really do. And so I'm hoping that I'm going to be using both of these very much. So if you're wondering, the Cawpile for the nonfiction is credibility, accessibility, writing, payoff, individuality, logic, and enjoyment. And then for the fiction side of it, we have the characters, atmosphere, writing, plot, intrigue, logic, and enjoyment. Now, I do write a little bit of an explanation next to all of these. Obviously, this is also in the spreadsheet, and I'm quite sure that I can find it there. But just having my Boojo open next to me when I fill these out, it makes it a lot easier in my opinion. I don't know why. That's just the way that my brain works. And it's been working for me for a long time. And I don't think I'm going to do anything differently. The only thing that I do tweak is if a book makes me feel all the feels, if I'm so excited, if I cannot put a book down, it is an automatic 5-star. I'm not going to overly critically analyze all of the things. If I'm just so sucked into a book, then I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to let my feelings talk for me, and then that is just very easily going to be a 5-star book, and I'm not going to worry about it. Honestly, I really don't want to. Reading is supposed to be fun, and yes, I do want to be more mindful about it. But again, if a book is good, it's good. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. There isn't always a logical explanation for it. Sometimes a book just hits. Sometimes it just hits, and that is what is happening. Now, I am going to be really transparent with you guys here. I did not like this rating system setup at first. This is an entirely different day and an entirely different location. I'm now filming at my desk instead of at my dining room table because the lighting sucked. Just basically, that is what happened there. And I really do like this setup though. I really do like this filming location. I like the way my desk looks. So if you guys like it too, this might be my new space where I set up my Boojo. Just let me know if you enjoy it too. But just switching out the parchment paper for the black paper, which I found after finishing the first half of this, somehow a world of creativity opened up to me just from the basic thing of finding black paper. All of a sudden I was like, yes, now we can go. Now everything's gonna be fine. Now I can set up my Boojo the way I want to. Not to mention, there is a pile, which you cannot see, a pile upon pile upon pile of washi tapes, stickers, other decorations for my actual bullet journal. But no, the black paper was what did it. As you can see, I immediately made use of it. Also in the previous page, but this page as well. We are now on the reading challenge page. This is just a page where I log how many books I've read in the year. Very simple, very basic. Do we have the same thing on Storygraph or any kind of reading tracker that you have online? Yes, we do. But do I get so much enjoyment of filling out those squares? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Just like last year, there are way too many squares in here, I think, for the upcoming year, especially since one of my reading goals for 2026 is to slow down and to be more mindful about what I actually consume. So there are more squares on this page than there are books that I've read this year. So saying that I'm going to be reading more than this is quite a stretch, I think. If I do surprise myself, because there are a few things that are happening this year, especially the anti-brain rot challenge, that could result in me reading different kinds of books and reading more books, then there is still room to add more squares, to add another row on the bottom. But again, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to be quite realistic. I think last year I did a crazy amount of books. I think there were almost 100 squares on the page. I knew that there was no way. And that was a little bit too over the top, because then there's a lot of squares that just aren't filled in, and that made me sad. So I scaled it down a little bit. Again, if you do not know what to do, stickers. Use stickers. I think I said it in the regular journal setup that my style isn't doing the fancy lettering and the fancy drawings and all of the things. My thing is just sticking a whole bunch of stickers and washi tape, and somehow it all comes together. Even this year, my headers aren't even my titles, my spread titles aren't even written in they are pasted in because I made heading stickers. Yeah, that is also possible. It does save you a whole bunch of time. Did this page take me the most amount of time just because of those stupid squares? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. What you see me adding right now at the bottom, by the way, is the genres that I use to color them in. So when I read a book, I do color in the square for the genre that I've read it in. Now, sometimes books can obviously be multiple genres, and then I just divvy up the squares. It's really not rocket science. It's really not that difficult. Now, last year, I did really see that there were only mainly two genres, which was romance and fantasy. Now, again, with doing the anti-brain rot challenge this year, I do really hope that page is going to look way more colorful than it did this year, and there's going to be way more different colors on this page. So I'm very excited. If you're wondering what the genres are that I have written down, I have 12. They are romance, fantasy, horror, mystery, thriller, biography, contemporary, nonfiction, historical, a graphic novel or manga, a classic, or a dystopian. And then I use tombos to give every single genre a color. I do write in the number of the color down in the, like, below the little circle, just because yeah, that is just the OCD in me wanting to keep everything neat and tidy and have everything be the same color. And obviously, honestly, some of these tombos really do look alike. So it's very important to me that I pick the right color. Because yes, I can fix mistakes quite easily. The last thing I want to do is have to white out an entire square. I do give you a close-up of all of the numbers. So if you want, you can pause the video now and check out all of the colors that I use if you're interested. If you're not, you can use any old marker or anything you have lying around. I think there was a point in time where I used highlighters for the actual genres that I was reading, just cause. Now this page is, I'm gonna be honest, is this page necessary? No, it is not, because we already have a tracker of the books that I've read, but this is just a fun creative thing to do. This is also a kind of book tracker, I guess, but this is where I track how many books I've read in a month. Again, the way that I did it with the genres in the previous setup, in the just regular reading challenge setup, where every single color is a genre, here every single color is a month. Plain and simple. And this gave me the opportunity to just get a little bit creative and create my own bookcases. Now, you do not need to do this. There are designs online, you can find any of these designs, probably fun ones, on Pinterest, on Google, anywhere you want to. I just wanted to be a little bit more creative, I guess, and just draw it in myself. And I had a lot of fun setting this up. This really does I just like it. I just like doing it. Also, this Posca white pen became my best friend during this setup because, yes, I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes setting all of these up. I think it's inevitable if you're setting up a whole bunch of pages in one go. Your brain is gonna glitch at certain points and you're gonna make mistakes and you're gonna need help. So that Posca white pen really, really did save me a whole bunch of times. And mistakes happen. Mistakes happen is all I can tell you. You will also see that there's a lot of jump cuts in this video because who wants to see me painting or drawing in things for minutes and minutes on end? Maybe you do, but that would mean that this video was gonna turn out to be 2-3 hours long. I think if I added up all of the footage, I very easily would have gotten to a 3-hour video, and I am not about to subject you to that. So yes, this is very sped up, first of all, but this is also just very jump cutty because it just takes a lot of time. This setup did take me, I started it, I had to stop early because of lighting issues, but I think it took me like 1 hour on one day, and then pretty much the entire afternoon or the entire day the next day to set all of these pages up. I know that not everyone has this much time. This is just the way I like it. This is what I like to do. This is a form of self-care for me. It's what I do to just calm down and to have fun. And these are, again, the pages that I'm going to be looking at for the most amount of time for the rest of the year. These are going to be the pages that I'm going to be going back to. So I really do want to take the time to make sure that the actual spreads that I do look lovely and do look very nice. Again, with this spread, I did decide to do the whole Tombow thing, add the whole color code in there, because it just works. I do think next year I'm gonna have to find a way to do that better, because I don't think I like the way that it looks. It just looks, especially on this page, it looks very busy this way. I think. It just does. It looks very busy. So I think I'm gonna have to find a way to figure out how I can maybe spread them out a little bit more. I maybe just did squish them in a little, but you know, you live and you learn and you figure out things. And this bookcase, by the way, is gonna get more filled in as we go along. Obviously, I did already put in some decorations on these shelves, just the ones that I thought were fun and were kooky. Now, just like last year, I think what I did last year is I would just leave everything blank, leave everything black and white, and then once I've filled in a shelf, I would then go back and color in all of the decorations just because it's cute, you know, just because it's cute. And or maybe add some decorations or just do something fun and make that shelf look quote unquote finished. It's another thing that just brings me joy. It brings me joy. And now this is just me coloring in the actual shelves. Now I first didn't think I was gonna like it because obviously I have to go over some parts of it multiple times to color it in all the way. But then it made me think it looks like actual wood grains. Like the parts where it gets darker because I've passed over it multiple times, it makes it look like there are actual wood grains in the bookshelves. So I did actually end up very much liking this. If you're also wondering, the design for that bookshelf is, or for those bookcases, it's legitimately copy and pasted from last year's. I did not want to change it. I wasn't tired of it yet. I wasn't tired of the design yet. So I just decided to keep it. That is what happened. Now, the next one that we are having is the series tracker. Now, the series tracker was a hard thing for me to figure out. I had a lot of ideas. There were a lot of things I wanted to do, some a little bit more chaotic than others. And then I just decided, let's just go very basic. Let's just go with a very basic box with some lines in it. And then on the left side would be the name of the series. And then on the right side, I would basically put in numbers in the squares of how many books are in that series, how many number of books. Now, this is not completely filled out. This, if you know, this is going to be a spread that is probably going to get used quite a lot. Yes, I am still in the middle of about 15 series. If you want to know what my plans are for the series, there is a little bit of a snippet of it in the 2026 goals planning that I had, the video that I've put up, where I talk about what I really want to keep in mind for the upcoming year, which is to have a maximum of 15 series on the go. I know that is still a lot, but that is the number that I'm currently at. I would enjoy finishing the year with only 10 on the go, because that just sounds like a much more manageable number. Just it's what I think is going to work the best, and that is going to be the plan. Now, I only wrote in a couple of the series that I'm still in the middle of, just to give you guys an idea, because the year isn't over as of filming this, and I don't want to add a series that is actually going to be finished by the time I actually start this Boojo, because that is not, again, I do not want to white out anything that isn't supposed to be happening, and then just adding a little bit more stickers, because it was looking a little bit boring, in my opinion. I didn't want to overdo it, but this just felt like it worked for me. And now this also is one of those pages that is going to get used quite a lot. I did also get a lot of inspiration from other creators for this, especially with the spread that I'm doing now, the book of the year. This is basically an alternative to the book bracket. If you've seen any bullet journal setups or Boojo setups, you will know that a book bracket is very, very popular. It's basically where you pit your favorite book from 2 months against each other, and then you just keep going. So January, February, you pick your favorite, and then that goes against the favorite from March and April, and so on and so forth. And then you end up with what is supposed to be your favorite book of the year. Now, I don't think that is true, because what if the book you read in January and a book you read in February are actually both very good, and you have to pick and you don't really know what to do? It's a whole thing. So this is a system that, again, another creator, YouTube bullet journal reading creator actually made, which is Yashikarin. You've heard me talk about her a bunch, and she was actually the one. I did see this in her book bullet journal, and I thought this was a much cleverer way to figure out what your favorite actual book of the year is, because you just write down, I think we have 12 favorites that I've chosen, which is basically one book a month. And then every single time, every single book gets pitted against each other. And then you get to choose, okay, then you get to see which book won out overall. I think that is a much better way of doing that, just because I feel like if you do the book bracket, books get left out. It just doesn't, if you look at it logically, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But I do get it, because having a book bracket in your Boojo, really, it does look aesthetically pleasing, not gonna lie. And then next to that, we have the reading statistics page. You'll see, again, I overdrew like the first 3 lines in this, and that Posca white pen will again come in clutch, and we'll be able to fix that. These are just the statistics that I want to keep track of for the entire year. If you're, again, curious about what I actually do keep track of, again, does the Cawpile system do this for me? Yes, it does. Do I want it in my journal? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's just a fun thing to keep track of. So I keep track of the books that I've read, obviously, the total amount, and then I go and write down which I read physically, which ones were ebooks and which ones were audiobooks, because we've been getting into audiobooks, we all know this. And then I write down the total amount of pages that I've read, the total amount of minutes of books that I've listened to, my average rating of the month, so if it was like a decent reading month, hopefully the bigger the number there, the better. And then the amount of 5-star reads that I had, the amount of DNFs, we are hoping to keep that to a 0 throughout the entire year, but I mean, that's very, very ambitious, because so many books, so little time. If you're not enjoying a book, if you need permission to DNF a book, I give you permission. And the amount of rereads that I've done, because I do enjoy a reread. Speaking of rereads, I am planning on rereading the Throne of Glass series along with Donna over at Donna May Rereads, and we've hosted a little read along. So if the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas is a series that you either want to revisit, or you think that you've been wanting to try it for a very long time, but you just haven't been getting to it, this is the perfect excuse. I will link it in the description down below. It might have already popped up even over here, but yeah, that is what we're doing. Also, again, this is me covering up a mistake. I did not like the way that stamp turned out, so I'm just putting a black paper on it because that is what we do. And not gonna lie, the page that we're currently on, the alphabet challenge, again, it's a challenge that's been around the booktube or the bookish sphere for a really long time. I don't even know who came up with this. I have no idea. If any of you do, please let me know so I can give them credit where credit is due. It is basically where you read a book where the title starts with the letter of the alphabet, every single letter of the alphabet. You can also do this for authors if you want to do it that way. Obviously, we have some really challenging letters in there, and I do cheat sometimes. Sometimes it's just, you know, it is what it is. But I'm not gonna lie, I think this might be my favorite spread in the entire journal. I really like it. And then next, we have a new challenge to try this year, which is I decided to call it Year of Goober because, I don't know, there wasn't really a title because the Goober readathon is something different. But if you've seen, again, the 2026 goals, this is a new readathon that I decided to join. Also, again, created by Yashi Corinne, someone I've already talked about in this video. And we are setting up our ghosty Goober, which you can see on the top with his cookie tray, to make his own bakery, which I think is just lovely. I did not know that this challenge existed, or I would have done it already. This is right up my street. I do really love it. And what I think is amazing about this challenge is that every single month you have 2 prompts to choose from. So it gives you a little bit more freedom as a mood reader, which I do think I classify as. It gives you a little bit more freedom to pick and choose what you actually want to read for the month. And every single prompt that you get actually correlates to a different kind of baked good, which I think is amazing. And as you can see, I filled in the baked good and then the prompt next to it. And there was a lot of room, like white room left. But Yashi Corinne, being amazing as she is, she also did make little decals or little like art for every single pastry. So I'm planning on actually pasting those in and making that the creative way of which I fill that page, which I think is going to end up looking way more colorful than a dark academia setup should look. But you know, there has to be light in the darkness. And here we are on to other readathons that I'm going to be joining. The Buzzwordathon from Lala and Books and the series Takedown by Rainy Blue Reads. I have done both of these this year as well, in the year of 2025. I failed the Buzzwordathon miserably, and I succeeded in the series Takedown. So I'm hoping that this year I'm going to be actually succeeding in both of these, especially now that it was mentioned that for the Buzzwordathon, we can pick and choose the prompts. We do not need to do the prompts on the exact month that it is saying it. So again, makes my mood reader heart very happy. You can see the fact also, I am making or like writing down the series Takedown bingo board myself because it was very strange in Canva. I could not print it out. I couldn't print out the actual graphic because Rainy, I think, used some paid for graphics, and that meant that I couldn't actually print it out. Or I could, but then there was going to be a really big Canva logo in the middle, and I did not want to do that. So I just decided to put it in this way, and to be honest, it works, in my opinion. It does work, it looks great with the aesthetic. the actual graphic is a lot more colorful than this. So I like it. The next setup is for a readathon that I think I am the most excited to get started on in the upcoming year, which is Romanceopoly. Now, if you've again seen the 2026 goal video, all of these final videos do kind of intermingle, don't they? This is a readathon that I saw, that I just came upon, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it felt almost blasphemous to not join. It really did. The amount of work that was in there, the amount of work that you can see in the map, that you can see in the Notion tracker is insane. So as you can see, I just put in black squares for my major, minor, my electives, and my core curriculum that we're supposed to be doing. And again, I think it's a great readathon if you're looking for one that, again, is great for mood readers. There's no time limits on it. You can make it as hard as you want. You can add prompts. You can double up on prompts. So yes, there are like 5 squares for every single one, but the chances are also very high that some of these squares are going to be filled in with the same books. So don't you worry. Yes, you should read 20 books, but it doesn't mean that you need to read 20 different books. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is the final new readathon that I'm going to be joining, which is the Anti-Brain Rot Challenge. Again, there's more explanation in the goals video that I've put up, but this is going to be hopefully the readathon that is going to help me to diversify my reads this year, because again, it is challenging you to read from 10 different genres, 4 different formats, and 9 different categories. And I should tell you that a lot of these I actually had never read before. So this is going to be the one, I think, to really make sure that I read all across the board, to discover new things, and to make that whole first reading goal spread a lot more colorful this year. And I also actually really like how clean and sleek and nice this page ends up looking. I'm not gonna lie to you, I just very much like it. Again, if you are in any way interested in this anti-brain rot challenge, there is way more to this than just what is on this spread. There's way more things that you are supposed to do, quote unquote, to participate in this challenge. But this is just the things that I thought fit in the journal for this. But again, if you're curious about this, check the link in the description. I will have everything linked down below. And yeah, this is just the way I decided to set it up. Again, I think it's pretty obvious on the gray lines is where I'm going to fill in the title of the book that I've read to fulfill this prompt. Again, with this, you can do it whenever you want to. Great for mood readers. Also, you can double up on prompts, and which I think might naturally happen. I think some of these categories and genres will overlap in books. Again, if you've seen the amount of readathons that I want to do and the amount of prompts that I have, if I would want to read a different book for every single prompt, then it would not work. There would be way too many books on my TBR to fulfill all of those. So a lot of the books will get even moved over. Then this, the Orilium readathon, which you all know I love. I saw that the actual title made it impossible for me to actually fit in my things that I've printed out. So I just decided to say, oh well, and leave it at that. So you can better believe that when March or April comes around and the spring equinox of Orilium readathon happens, I will be filling out the actual Orilium readathon spread. Because yeah, I made a boo-boo. I did a thing and it didn't work out, and I did not want to figure it out on the day that I was filming this, because it was already getting, you can see the lighting is already going, and time was doing its thing. And I just thought, you know what, we'll just keep it for a later date. We'll just do that. And I also, while I was doing it, or while I made that decision, I also already have a few ideas of what I might want to do that would have been more creative than what I had planned initially. So yeah, it's gonna end up in my favor. I think that it did not work out. And then this is the last spread of my Boojo setup. It's a new spread that I decided to try. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I did want to keep track a little bit more of how my reading is going by doing a quarterly roundup. I think this is gonna be the way that I can keep in mind, or that I can check if the goal of diversifying my reading is actually being done. Because if I don't keep track of it, then I'm just really, really sad that, or really worried that I'm just gonna lose track of it. And coming back to this every 4 months is gonna make it so that I have to actually check in with myself and with the goals that I've set up. So that is what I'm gonna be doing. I'm probably gonna use some graphics, some pie charts, you know, all of the things. But that I have a few months to figure out what I actually want to do with the spread and what the information is that I actually want to keep track of in these. But you know, again, like I mentioned, I've got time. And the Cawpile is probably going to help me a lot in this. With that, we have come to the end of this Boojo setup. Again, I really, really loved setting up this Boojo. I really do like the way that it all ended up, even though I was very worried in the beginning. I did feel very self-conscious that I made a very bad decision, but I think I made it all cohesive in the end. And again, having stickers and having sets of things, that really does help. I do really enjoy all of the things. I do love the alphabet challenge spread. I'm not gonna lie. It has to be one of my favorites. But yeah, that is gonna be it for me for this bullet journal setup. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Again, check out every single creator that I've talked about in the description down below. If you're looking for a certain supply that I've used and that I've forgotten to link, let me know and I will try and see if I can find it somewhere and give you that link after. But yeah, again, Orilium is gonna happen when it's gonna happen. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys in the new year, which is coming up very quickly. So thank you for being here. Love you guys. Bye.